The first trip you're likely to make in Las Vegas is from the airport to your hotel. We talk about that today. Hey everybody, welcome back to Vegas Tips and Tricks. We do this a couple of times a week, give you some information that hopefully makes your next trip to Las Vegas a better and an easier one. And today we're talking about airport transportation. Unless you drive to Las Vegas, you're probably going to need to find some form of transportation to get to and from your hotel. People have walked it. It's theoretically possible, but I don't recommend it. Regardless of what method of transportation you choose, you're going to need to make your way to the baggage claim area. That's where you'll be able to access all forms of airport transportation. Now, the simplest and quickest is probably just to catch a cab. Traditionally, cabs in Las Vegas have been, shall we say, a little shady. It's an expensive way to get around, period. But in many cases, cab drivers were accused of long-hauling customers to jack up the rates even more. There is a set fee now, a set flat rate for cabs taking you to and from the strip hotels. So you can check that out. It ranges from about $20 to $30. Now, typically, if you don't mind walking over to the parking garage area, you can save a little money with the rideshare service like Lyft or Uber. Keep in mind, though, that at busy times, they may have surge pricing. It may actually be cheaper and at the same time quicker to go ahead and use a cab. They still have those old-fashioned airport shuttles. They're not as cheap as they used to be, but it's still an option for a single traveler. Typically, those run somewhere between $7 and $15 one way, which again is not super cheap, particularly with rideshare being an option. And believe it or not, you can actually take a bus from the airport. That'll only cost you $6 all the way downtown. Now, it doesn't really stop on the strip. It does stop next to the MGM Grand and Tropicana. If you're interested, it's called the Centennial Express. You could catch it at level 0. Now, if you do decide you want to rent a car, and I don't usually recommend it, you can also catch the shuttle to the car rental area right there in the baggage claim area. Typically, car rentals are reasonable in Las Vegas unless there's a big convention in town, but definitely check before you do it. Next time, we'll talk a little bit more about getting around in Las Vegas and a few other topics. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. If you enjoyed the show, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. We'll catch you next time on Vegas Tips and Tricks.